So welcome, my name's Matt and greetings. My name's Matt from Kana Kalitics, where we learn together and we grow together in the sight of God. So today I wanted to speak about the heart and what was specifically unique about this particular organ or this spiritual place where it sits and the importance of it. So let me just go back a bit and kind of explain what drove me and inspired me, should say, to speak about this subject. And it was the fact that I'm becoming aware of my conscious existence and my conscious self at this moment in time. And I'm conscious, I'm becoming more aware that I'm not who or what I am, if that makes any sense. There's a shedding of like a skin in that sense, or a kind of like a assumption or a perception of me that people know of me. And as I grow and I'm learning, I feel I'm developing and moving into this unique this unique individual of where I want to really be. So about a week ago, I was meditating and asking God for guidance and what I'm about and what I need to do. So basically got the strong impression, and he said, I will deal with the rest, just focus on you. So I did just that. I came into myself. Wasn't I went into a fight and flight mode? What does that mean? You know, the usual routine. But with truth and understanding, what I realized is I needed to be working out what I am, who I am, what I am, what's my purpose. And I think that's the key part. So the reason why I'm speaking about this right now, why I'm kind of being kind of open, is because I've been watching a few things for the last couple of days and hearing a few talks and stuff, and found people speaking about the heart and the mind, and do we talk from the mind, do we feel from the mind, do we speak from the heart, so on and so on. Now, reality is, it's a scientific fact that there's organisms in our hearts which has free thinking and free living ways of growth or developing, and this has been scientifically proven. And so with the mind, we all think we come from here, when really we come from here. So let me just explain. I put this to you because I kind of was really thinking about this and meditating on this as well, and I was trying to really field this this kind of statement. When something goes wrong, what's the first thing that we do? Oh no! Oh, when it's a oh no, and we type. Where does anger straight to the heart, right? And we're not emotional beings, right? We don't go, oh no. When we class shame, we go, oh no. Now, if you think about it, let me say that again, not rephrase, let me say that again. When we do something we feel we're ashamed of it or we make a mistake, what do we go, oh no, and the hand goes straight to our head and we get a kind of cradling. When something emotional happens, we go, oh no, you know. And even though you're a negative energy or positive or whatever, that would be a unanimous way of reacting to something. Am I right? So just think about that process for a moment and what that actually entails and how powerful that statement line is. Not from what I say, just by what we all do. A behavior what we all do, not just what I'm telling you. This is what we all do. In those moments of reaction, flip straight reactions. And if I was to own my own conscious shift, my own conscious awareness, I would honestly, truly say that I'm shedding a skin, spiritually speaking. And it's a change that is happening. The heart is more powerful, and until we can link with the heart and still work from the heart, we will just be in the head. And I just turn around and I say, I've said this, if you think about it, there's only two ways of looking at something. There's either an on or an off switch. Yeah? Or so say off and an on switch. So you got a subject, or you want to go and do something. Off, no, I'm not going to do it, or I'm thinking about it. On, I'm doing it. Or if I'm about to do it, it's still off until you've done it. So for me, I've always been a yes or a no in a way. Like, do you or don't you? Even with emotion to a degree, do you love somebody? Yes or no? Then you can dig deeper and go, do you want to be faithful to somebody? Yes or no? Do you love and being brought up right? Yes or no? Do you feel how you were brought up was right? Yes or no? I don't know. Then it's either tipped to either side. In some ways, having a clarity helps to come with the reality of making decisions and choices, informed choices about our future and about our own ways of feeling. It's when we start muddying the water and start going, oh, well, I'm not too sure, blah, 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 is where it gets a bit too sticky. And that's when we go, I'm not too, I'm okay here. That would be classed as a no. And I've kind of done this, like, let's go back a couple of years, and I've done this with exes, and I've gone, like, are we together or aren't we? And they're like, well, how about you know then? And it goes, well, don't force me into a decision. And I goes, no, it's either a yes or a no. We're either going to be together or we're not going to be together. And if we're together, we're going to be loyal with each other. If we're not going to be loyal with each other, then we're not together. That's the way it is. You can't have it either way. Are we friends or aren't we friends? Are you going to be loyal to your friends or not? You're going to be loyal to your friends. Now, my best friend Denise, I've always had her back 24/7. Even in situations where I don't feel she may have done certain things right, I would always back her up, and I would always go, but I would always say, this is my opinion, because it's her choice and what she wants to do. And when she may have done something, which isn't majorly wrong, because she's always been open and always put people before her. And that would always frustrate me, because I know people always take advantage of her like that. But we all own our own stuff. But she holds her own really well. And even with her, it's like, as she said, Matt, there's no choice. It was like, it's either I stand by you while you were ill, or I don't stand by you when you were ill. And it's always going to be a yes to me. So she was there and still is. When others had that switch and gone off and they've gone, good luck to them. So the reality is like, going back to the heart, this shift, or like when I was meditating this morning, I didn't focus on a particular thing. I just went with the expansion of my consciousness, and between my solar plexus and my heart chakra, it was just buzzing. It felt as if it came out of my chest and was just hovering, and I could hear this like humming noise just before me, and it was so powerful that consciously in my head I came to try and work out what that is, and I just kept on hearing, no, don't leave it, just allow it, just go with it. And that's a part of meditation. You just sit with it and let it evolve and let it ferment and let it just go its course. And so I did, and it just sat there, just there. And the logical thing would be, well, why did that take place? Does it really matter why, or if it didn't, why it took place? Do I really need to know why it took place? Probably not in reality, but I probably don't really need to know. Or there probably was a reason for it. It may be an alignment, it may be a removal, maybe a protection, but right now it doesn't really matter. The important thing is that it happens. And I think sometimes we try to work out why things have happened and just accepting that it's happened, and that's what causes our kind of like confusion within the subject, and it goes grey. And again, with me, while I've been developing the channel, I've been trying to go, maybe I should be like this person, be like that person, and maybe I need to be a bit more profit based, maybe I need to be more prediction based, blah blah blah. You know what? I realize, and even, you know what, even to the point of how I even talk, and it's like, and I remember my beautiful grandchild, she goes to me, you sound different in some of your videos. And I'm like, what do you mean that, baby? What do you mean I sound different? She goes, it was little Eden. She goes, you sound different. I goes, in what way? You sound a lot more stern. What, serious? No, stern. And I was like, she's like 5. When she said it, I was like, what do you mean by stern? And like, because my perception of stern and a 5-year-old's perception of stern is 2 different things, right? So me growing up in the 80s and the 90s, stern is like being hit by your teacher and a ruler and you're being told off by your parents. To a 5-year-old in the 2000s, remember, these are crystal children. They have a different approach to looking at life, and it's more spiritual. And she could go, it could mean that warmth, safety, to the point. And I said to her, well, so I changed the conversations. We had some good conversations. And so I changed the conversation and said, okay, how am I in my other videos then? You're more bubbly. And what do you mean? Like the old Matt. And I'm like, thank you. She answered out of the mouth of babes. She is top level. Nah. She just explained it all. Now, there's 2 ways. I remember saying about my changes, and I was like trying to give people what I thought they need in my videos and the way I talk. Then talking the way when I'm spiritual and the way I speak. Do you understand? There's a difference, just in all go by. So when I'm talking in a video, when I'm out and I'm with friends and I'm with family, so I'm like quite bubbly and having a bit of a laugh, and I hide behind kind of like a shadow in a way. I call it a shadow, but it's kind of like I don't get too deep. But when I'm me, it's still me in that sense with them. When I'm with my spiritual friends and we're debating and we're talking and we're reflecting, this is who they see. it's the okay, as Eden would say, the stern mat, the it's I'm the to the point, open, warm, but yet quite. I disagree, and I'll say I would disagree, and I go, however, blah blah blah, and how I talk. So it was quite interesting how she could just pull it into a beautiful nugget, into one beautiful word, where many people, probably of our generation, would have this long epic line in order to hide behind the bush of owning it, where a child would just say, just done, okay. Just done, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I was just done, and I never, don't get me wrong, it was, I never took that in a bad way. I think it was such one of the best conversations I've had with anybody, because she just spoke what it was. In fact, she spoke from the heart. See the light come out, the sun's come out, spoke from the heart, and it was just to the point. So there you go. So this is why I wanted to reflect upon that now, and kind of speak about talking from the heart, thinking from the heart. It's okay to go in your head in a way to try and work stuff out, but reality, we get into a lot of trouble sometimes when we're up here and not down here, and we need to be more open and honest and speaking, because remember, that way we can accept different people for different people's views about different subjects. Because remember, there's different pathways to the overall goal, and we can go in different channels or different routes or different routes. So that depends on us. So I like to finish it there and just kind of like reflect and just say, you know what? Own it, be yourself, follow your own path, talk from your heart, stay blessed and stay safe. Namaste.